Get ready for an exciting film opening. It all begins with two amazing girls, Vivian and Sophia, who are best friends. They go to a special boarding school that also serves as a foster home for young girls. At level 10, they share their dreams of being adopted by a loving family. Vivian promises Sophia that they'll stick together no matter what. One night, during their bedtime routine, they hear a bell and join the other girls in the hall for washing up. Each girl has their own soap, and the camera shows how they clean their face. But there's a problem. Sophia drops her soap and struggles to find it because of her poor eyesight. She calls out to Vivian for help, who leaves the line to assist her. Sadly, Vivian returns too late and misses her turn. She pleads with the camera, but the other girls ignore her. Suddenly, guards enter and take Vivian away from the others. Years pass, and Vivian has reached level 15. She's become a rule follower and earned a reputation for being the top girl on her floor. Despite her success, she carries a sense of sadness from all the punishments she's endured. One night, Ava speaks to Vivian in the darkness, expressing concern about another girl who asks too many questions. The next day, the girls are ordered to assemble, and a woman named Brixel enters the room. She announces that they will all be moving to level 16, the final level before they're adopted by new families. Vivian, Ava, and Rita are selected to go to Rose Hall on level 16. As they enter the new hall, they meet Sophia, who recognizes Vivian. However, Vivian chooses to ignore her and establishes her dominance over the other girls by reminding them of the 4 feminine virtues she expects them to follow. That night, they take their vitamins and have lunch in the cantina, where Ava gossips. Suddenly, the lights go out, and one girl complains about the condition of the new level. Ava scolds her for being angry, a forbidden vice. Vivian leaves and confronts Sophia in the bathroom, revealing her anger about what happened on level 10. Later, Brixel arrives with new clothes for the girls, claiming they will make them look like daughters from elite families. Before they go to bed, she instructs them to leave the dresses out to air overnight and promises they can wear them the next day and even sleep in them as a reward for their virtuous behavior. That night, all the girls are excited about what the dresses symbolize for their future adoption. However, Sophia is the only one who appears uneasy. As the lights go out and the girls fall asleep, Sophia remains awake. The following day, Sophia seeks out Vivian, eager to share something important that she believes she can trust her with. Unfortunately, Vivian's grudge against Sophia prevents her from showing any interest in what she has to say. Regardless, Sophia urges Vivian to skip taking her vitamin that night and see what happens. Ava interrupts their conversation, seeking Vivian's help. As they step outside, Ava questions Vivian about Sophia's condition and cleanliness, provoking Vivian into a passionate outburst. She emphasizes that they cannot be friends within the confines of the school and forbids Ava from speaking negatively about another girl. Although all the girls take their vitamins that day, Vivian secretly spits hers out in the bathroom. Later, as everyone falls asleep the moment their heads touch the pillows, Vivian and Sophia remain awake. Vivian marks the passing days on level 16 on her bedpost with a pin. Just as she tries to speak to Ava, who won't respond, Sophia reveals that Ava is sedated. Vivian finds it hard to believe they would lie about the vitamins meant to protect them from the outside world's unclean air and water. Sophia doesn't offer further explanation, advising Vivian to pretend she's asleep and call for help when the guards arrive. Suddenly, they hear the approaching guards, and Sophia rushes back to her bed. Brixel enters with the guards and points out Vivian and another girl to be taken away. The guards escort them to a different level of the school and place them in a showroom. In an unsettling moment, the guard with a limp touches Vivian's face, prompting the other guard to reprimand him. As they leave, Vivian opens her eyes and is shocked by what she sees. She feigns sleep as Brixel enters with potential customers. Brixel discusses their skin as if it's the main selling point. The customers admire themselves in the mirror, and Brixel offers them champagne before leaving. The husband comments on the girl's flawless skin, untainted by sunlight. However, the woman has second thoughts, leading to an argument. When Brixel returns, they ultimately decide on which girl to purchase. Brixel takes the husband to her office to finalize the transaction. Later, she oversees the guard escorting the other girl for the buyers. After they exit the room, Sophia rushes over to Vivian and informs her that they must escape since Brixel left the door unlocked, an unprecedented occurrence. Shocked and traumatized, Vivian is unable to act. Unfortunately, before they can do anything, Brixel returns and takes Sophia away, but again leaves the door unlocked. Vivian cautiously exits the room, avoiding the cameras, just as Miss Brixel receives a phone call from her boss, expressing concern about leaving the guards alone with the girls. Another girl is taken away, and Brixel departs. Vivian attempts to check the main door on the floor but struggles to open it. Hearing the limping guard return, she quickly returns to her bed. He brings back Sophia, who reveals that the door is locked, and they've missed their chance. The next day, Sophia confesses to Vivian that she stopped taking the vitamins on level 13, but she's the only one who knows. Vivian defends the school, believing there must be a reason behind the drugging. Later, Vivian visits the doctor for the first time and meets Miro. He administers a vaccine, explaining that there was an outbreak on another level, and they need to protect the girls from the disease. He inquires about any skin conditions, and Vivian mentions a sleep scab that all the girls seem to get. Miro provides an ointment but advises her to continue using the soap and encourages other girls with sleep scabs to do the same. Rita approaches Vivian after she leaves the doctor's office and mentions they'll be watching a movie that night. The girls gather to watch an old-timey film, with Rita impressively reciting the actor's lines. At bedtime, Vivian and Sophia discuss what they've learned so far. Sophia shares her experiences of mostly doing nothing at night due to locked doors and the others being asleep. During the other hall's waking hours, Vivian can only hear their synchronized daily routine, lasting 5 hours, just like their own. In between, there exists a dark hour when everyone else is fast asleep. Vivian contemplates utilizing this precious time if an opportunity to escape arises, yet Sophia raises concerns about the watchful cameras. However, based on Vivian's previous experience, she doubts that the cameras are actively monitored. Suddenly, Sophia has an epiphany: they should disclose everything to the girls in their hall. However, Vivian adamantly opposes the idea, fully aware of the consequences if one of them betrays their secret and the severe punishment they will face, reminiscent of what she endured when trying to help Sophia on level 10. Later, Vivian seeks another conversation with the doctor. She compliments his glasses and asks about her namesake, actress Vivien Leigh. Miro promises to select a movie featuring her for the next movie night, but Vivian confesses her lack of enjoyment from repetitive films. The doctor calls her selfish and warns her not to share their conversation. He advises her to follow the rules and trust in their care. During a chess game, a girl suddenly vomits. Some think she's unwell, while Ava suggests calling the guards. Sophia disagrees, believing she hasn't done anything wrong. Vivian quiets Ava and cleans the girl in the bathroom. Later, Sophia notices the girl's vaccine injection site looks worse than expected. Concerned, she checks her and Vivian's arms, realizing it's more than just a vaccine. Sophia suggests informing the girls and devising a plan, while Vivian considers seeking help from the doctor, unaware of the full extent of the situation. Vivian confides in Sophia about the unsettling visits from the limping guard at night. During the next movie night, a technical issue occurs, and Ava warns against curiosity. Eventually, they watch a film with Vivien Leigh. In her next meeting with the doctor, Vivian believes he is on her side but faces reprimand when she expresses her concerns. The doctor prepares to administer a stronger vitamin shot to prevent involving the guards. Sophia shares a new escape plan involving stealing a card from the guards, upsetting Vivian. Meanwhile, Ava reports Vivian for unclean behavior. Despite the threat, Sophia and Vivian continue planning. However, they are summoned to an assembly, and Brixil takes Vivian for punishment, placing her in solitary confinement. Brixil and Miro discuss their boss's orders to restock the school with 12-year-olds. Brixil insists on sticking to the 3-year plan but realizes their boss won't allow it. Meanwhile, Vivian remains in solitary confinement as Sophia prepares a rope for their plan involving the guard. He enters the room as anticipated, and when one of the girls is touched, she retaliates but fails to incapacitate him and gets caught. Sophia fights back, striking the guard with an iron and seizing his card. However, when the alarm sounds, she abandons Vivian, leaving her behind. Brixil releases Vivian from confinement the following day and announces during an assembly that Sophia stole a card. As the girls are given the chance to confess, Miro interrupts with an impassioned speech about feminine values. Brixil seizes Rita, threatening daily punishment until the card is returned. Vivian witnesses the doctor providing Brixil with new sedatives for the girls. That night, Vivian, feeling drowsy, searches for the card, only to find it in her bed. However, the card no longer works on the door. Overwhelmed, Vivian breaks down but hears someone outside. She uses the card to loosen the screws and opens the door, encountering Brixil in the doctor's office. Vivian confronts her about Sophia, surprising Brixil due to their preventive measures against friendships. Brixil assures Vivian that Sophia is safe and proposes taking her to see her after administering the vitamin. A confrontation ensues, with Vivian overpowering and sedating Brixil before freeing Sophia from the cells. They discover 3 bodies, including Rita's, with their faces skinned. Sophia insists on helping the other girls, but Vivian refuses. Sophia releases the girls from the waking shift and gathers all the girls in a lecture room. Meanwhile, Vivian uncovers a video revealing that the school is a company harvesting ideal subjects for facial rejuvenation. Vivian exposes Brixel to the girls, who shove her into solitary confinement. The girls escape, but an alarm triggers capture by the limping guard. They fight back, killing him, and scatter to evade pursuing guards. Vivian and Sophia hide in a shed, where they encounter Miro. Vivian resists Miro's manipulation and, realizing escape is impossible, asks him about the value of her face. She mutilates herself to prevent its use, devastating Miro. The guards inform Miro of his mistake, foreshadowing his imminent retribution. The girls are discovered in the shed by the police the next day. They step outside, basking in the sunlight, finally free. The movie concludes with the image of the two friends holding hands, liberated at last. Please remember to like and subscribe for more engaging content.